Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year's entitled was Avram the First Chabadnik. The Gemara of the Zara, Tetamad Aleph, says of different Kufot periods in history of the world. First 2,000 years were typified as years of Tohu, just emptiness. Then began a beautiful Tkufa of Torah, the era of Torah. The Gemara says, well, when did it begin? The Gemara answers with Avram, because it talks about Et hanefesh asher asu becharan. It talks about the souls that he made in Haran. So that's when the era of Torah began, which sounds quite sensible. Avram is certainly a great patriarch and went over people, thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even more. So it makes sense. The only thing is, what about Noah? So you'll say that's not a question. Noah was to himself. He didn't went over anyone during the 100 years that he was preparing for the flood during the Dor HaMabul, and so therefore he was to himself. He learned Torah privately. Rashi says he learned Torah. He knew about the korbanot, the 7 types of korbanot that were kosher, fine, but that was to himself. What about Shem ve'Aver? That wasn't themselves. Noah's child Shem, his great-great-grandson Aver, had a yeshiva, beis medrash, Shem ve'Aver. Why didn't the Kufat Torah begin then? So Moshe Feinstein wants to say, they opened the yeshiva, which is beautiful. And who came? Whoever wanted to come. They didn't go out. They weren't recruiting. And Avram came along, and he started something totally different. So the beis medrash was beautiful. Yaakov Avinu was there. Wonderful. Avram went out. And it's Kedai, worth it to read the first chapter in Hilchot Avodah Zarah, Parak Aleph, specifically Halacha Gimel. And it says that Avram went ahead at 40, according to the Rambam. He began to understand there was a God, creator. He started to talk to the people. Then he broke the idols. Then the king wanted to kill him. And then it says he ran away to Haran. He ran away from Orkastim to Haran. And Karab B'Kol Gadol, with a loud voice. Could be the Rambam saying that after he was saved by the miracle, he felt empowered, he felt confident, that he would talk loudly, Kol Gadol, call out to the people. And then the Rambam says one other point about Avram Avinu. And he said he spoke to each one kafi dato. Each one, he worked with each person based on his intellectual, emotional level. So it could be this is really why the era of Torah began with Avram Avinu. It's very nice. Noah, he kept the Torah on his level, monotheism. Shem ve'Aver with a beis medrash, whoever wanted to come could come. But Avram, for him, to have people around the world living lives 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years where they're just following polytheism, bowing down to idols. Oh, what a tragedy. So Judaism does not proselytize to try to get people to convert to Judaism. But we very much do proselytize, and we should, to get people to believe in monotheism, the 7 Noahide laws. And for Avram, he couldn't sleep, watching the whole world live such a horrible, empty life. So really, that is what the Rebbe Chabad did. He went ahead and said, we cannot tolerate the situation anymore. And 50 years ago, that's what he set up. So Avram, in certain ways, you could say it was the first Chabadnik, meaning he couldn't tolerate the world living such an empty way. And he went ahead and said, this Torah and this God and this belief in monotheism cannot just be with me and the few people who want to come talk to me about it. Cannot be. The world has to be filled up with Torah. And therefore, he merited beginning the Tkufa, the period of the era of Torah. Shalom.